Yeah, Dustin Francis, local guitar.
Yeah, Dustin's going to be on the show in a little while. Local guitarist from Black Widow.
Yes.
Black Widow's being inducted into the Hall of Achievement, which is something new for the Buffalo Music Awards this year.
Yeah, they changed it up this year, so it's the, what is it, Hall of Achievement?
Hall of Achievement, yeah. I'm assuming it's, just an offshoot of the Hall of Fame, but it's a band that belongs in there. And Dustin has been with them for 2 years. The last 2 years, he's been in a lot of Hall of Fame bands. Really, he's with Only Human. He's been in a lot of Hall of Fame bands. So we're going to be talking to Dustin in a little while. And we also have Rat Skates going to be joining us.
He's a director. He's got a new documentary that he's working on.
It's
very interesting.
It's going to be a great movie. It's an interesting movie, and it's talking about the downside of superstardom. Which
I'm starting to find out, already.
I know.
The way my career's taken off.
It is. You're soaring like an eagle. And Rat, though, is doing a movie. A lot of times you'll see downsides of stardom where they've made a ton of money and they're broke.
Yeah.
His movie goes even farther, talking about the number of suicides that happen, the number of alcohol-related deaths that happen, drug-related deaths that happen. He has really, really amazing numbers as far as statistics that I want to ask him about, because some of them are
staggering.
Yeah, 96% of performing artists
have depression.
Have depression or some type of depression.
Yeah.
There's always been a correlation between depression and being an artist.
Yeah.
Well, I see it in you all the time, actually.
I'm depressed all the
time. A lot of times you're miserable.
I'm really sad right now.
But, generally they say, especially bipolar disorder, and when you look at even great artists, composers, Beethoven, Mozart and stuff, they say that, there's good chances that those guys actually suffered from this type of thing, too. And they're most artistic during the manic state of being bipolar.
Yeah, and that's very true, and so I'd like to catch up with him and, Yeah,
so that's going to be really interesting. So you went and seen Springsteen.
Yeah, we also went to see another show this week together. We got to catch up.
Dave Matthews opened his winter tour.
Yeah, they opened their winter tour here in Buffalo. What did you think of it, Rich? Because I'm the resident Dave Matthews Band follower. Be completely honest. Go ahead.
I think that it was a great show. I think that, the thing about it is I find, especially when I talk to you about Dave Matthews, the songs that I like are not there seems to be two types of songs for Dave Matthews.
Exactly what you're
there's
saying.
songs that, the Dave Matthews fans really, really like,
yeah.
and they seem to not like the ones that I like for some reason.
Exactly.
So it's just a really weird thing.
And it does have that feel as a fan. I know that really is. There's two sides where there's the casual fan who really is into a certain type of song, and then there's the, really hardcore fans that are into a completely different type of songs that they play. I thought it was a pretty good show. I've seen them, dozens and dozens
times.
Yeah, a bazillion and a half times. It was weird because it was a very good set list, a very good show. They played a lot of, those songs that we were talking about.
The first two songs you said were deep cuts. They were
Minarets. Yeah, they played a lot of deep cuts, like fan favorites, like you were saying. A song called Minarets, a song called Seek Up, Best of What's Around. And they even closed with a song called Halloween that just blows, whenever they play it, which is very rare. It just blows the roof off the place. Everybody goes nuts. But it's weird that with such a great set list and a great show, I had the feeling that, I don't know, it sort of goes within my bottom 10 Dave Matthews Band shows. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I mean, great performance and everything. It just, I don't know. It was missing something for me. I'm not sure what.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I find that interesting.
Very rarely am I
disappointed?
Disappointed, and am I a critic of them? But it just, I don't know. It had something that I felt was missing.
It's funny because obviously I'm a huge Springsteen fan, and I've seen him a bunch of times. And the Rising tour was my least favorite.
Yeah.
But my sister's always said this to me. She's a giant Springsteen fan too, and it's the same thing with Dave. There's good shows and there's great shows. I'm sure if you're a fan, there's good show. There's no such thing as a bad show.
Yeah, I've never seen them put on a bad show.
A bad show doesn't exist. There's good shows and then there's just great shows. And I would classify the Rising tour as a good show, where some of the other shows I've seen have just been stellar. Just stellar shows. Is he better indoors or outdoors, or does it not matter?
We had this conversation. I prefer to see them outdoors. I've seen them everywhere under the sun. Small theaters, large, crazy venues. But I like them better outdoors. But I mean, I like
just the vibe of it, or
yeah, I think it's the vibe. I mean, I've seen them; they're pretty cool to see in the Garden, Madison Square Garden, and my favorite place to see them is actually where I'm going in 2 weeks with your son Wu Hang.
that's his home. That's his home area.
Charlottesville, Virginia. They're closing the tour with 2 nights there. That's my favorite place to see them in John Paul Jones Arena. That's just awesome because it's their hometown, and it's like seeing Bruce in Jersey.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: you've seen him a million times, so you can judge this, and you know my complete disgust with the sound everywhere in this area. How was the sound?
I didn't like the sound.
Yeah, the sound is goofy in that arena too.
I don't know if it's just the spot that we sit or what it is, but the sound is definitely very goofy in HSBC. And
it's a tough arena to get the sound right in. It seems like.
I don't know if it's just the way it's built or what's going on there, but it seems like every band has trouble getting good sound there.
How was the sound in Pittsburgh at the small arena?
Oh, it was awesome. I was actually worried about that and wondering how it was going to sound. It sounded great.
Yeah.
And of course, Bruce has turned up to 11, but it sounded awesome.
I got to ask you one more question about the Bruce Springsteen thing.
Okay.
That was Grishecki's band, right?
Yeah.
How did they rank to the E Street Band? I mean, were they?
Well, I mean, there's no sax, so
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's sort of didn't have that, but they were fantastic musicians, and there's even a point, like I said, they did the song "Fire." I don't believe it was on their set list because Bruce was sort of doing his Bruce fly by the seat of his pants thing, and he was sort of directing them and stuff, and they hung around just fine with Bruce. So, I mean, they sounded awesome.
So they did sound good.
They sounded great.
Friday night, the lovely Kim Marie and I also got to see Derek St. Holmes, and Derek is playing tonight with a friend of ours, Michael Hund, at Rapids Theater.
At the Rapids Theater. It starts at 7.
Starts at 7, and Fran Cosmo is headlining that bill, who is the singer of Boston. Derek St. Holmes was the singer for Ted Nugent on most of the Ted Nugent hits.
Stranglehold.
Yeah, and his band's pretty good, and he's kind of got a Ted Nugent lookalike guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays a Birdland, and he's got the long hair, and so it's kind of pretty cool. We seen him do like a pre-party at Page's Paradise Island. Mm-hmm. It was good. It was really good. So they called us. Back to Back Entertainment called us, probably because you've been hanging out with Springsteen. I'm assuming.
I mean, my name's getting out there.
Yeah. And what they said is, anybody that's listening to the show, if you want to go down to Rapids Theater, you just Heard It on the X radio show, and you get in for free.
Probably specifically the doctor.
Yeah, probably. Just say the doctor.
Say the doctor sent you.
just say the doctor, and you're going to be heading down there afterwards.
Yeah.
To check the show out. They're actually filming a DVD.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
So go on down there and
wear your Sunday best.
Yeah, and you can get in on the DVD.
Yeah.
Looking pretty cool.
Looking pretty fly.
And you do.
I got my Jordans on, which you love.
I know, you look good in them clown shoes. You should get them on the DVD if you can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there like this with my foot up in the air.
Okay, we're gonna take a commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna have Dustin Francis join us, guitar player from Black Widow. I just like saying that name.
The Black Widow.
Black Widow. I like that.
I like a lot.
Stick around, folks. Heard It on the X.